Fits right in with how things are unfolding. I always love that. Yesterday, my coffee group had amazing cards. So we're just continuing there we go. Finally, Instagram. You are slow. There. All right. Good morning. Welcome to Wednesdays, early morning intuitive guidance. I see that how I've positioned myself allows the Believe pillow to be seen really clearly today. That is good. That is good. So I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, in case you don't know me, and we have a card today from the Sacred Forest deck by Denise Linn. So we'll give it a bit for people to pop on, our practical rebels who come from all over the place. We've got some down under, we've got some on the West Coast, some on the East Coast. We've got folks from all over the place, certainly the Midwest, because that's where I'm located. So yeah, the Midwest. 88 degrees today and probably 80 or 90% humidity. Good morning, Barb. Good morning, Tracy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you are here. So yeah, the fright wig came out today, and yeah, not much you can do with it. You just smile and wear it. Humidity does not do curly-haired people any justice. Good morning, Joe Neal. Welcome. Glad you are here. So currently we have 2 on Facebook and 1 on YouTube. Glad to have you here from different platforms. That's awesome. Yeah, let me think. What else? Good morning, Beth. Welcome, welcome. We have our UP contingent in the house. That's always good too. Yeah, look at my desk. What a mess. It looks like it threw up on itself. Time for a cleaning, Bon. Time for a cleaning. Good morning, Miss Carolyn. Glad you are here. Thank you for all the pretty hearts. Welcome, welcome. So today's card, it's interesting how it's titled and then what the message is. So take whatever. Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, I don't mind the fright wig. I think it's kind of fun. So, and last night was my sleep study. So now, oftentimes, instead of having to go in, they give you this little bitty box, which the nurse warned me was worth $5,000. So please don't lose it or crash it. So yeah, exactly. Shake your head and so fancy dancy little thing. You just put one lead in the center of your chest. You put a thing on your finger, hit go, and you're good to go. So I have to drop it off between 6 and 10 this morning. So I think I'm going to take myself for breakfast afterwards. But I'll be interested to see what pops up on their readout, because I have all of my siblings and my father have CPAP machines. So they said, are you waking yourself up snoring? Blah, blah, blah. I said, no, but given the familial factors, I figured it was good enough to get it checked out. So we shall see what we get. So today's card, what I hope you do with today's card is pick out whichever aspect rattles your cage. There will be the parts that you go, yeah. And then there will be something that makes you go, oh, good morning, Miss Nancy. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. We've got our Texan in the house. So I love this. We're from all over the place. And we can share these messages all over the place. And again, I think we are aiming for the tipping point, a tipping point where there's more civility in the world than there is negativity and attack. And I got my little note on my computer screen here that says, stay in the light, capital L, stay in the light. So think about, what will you do today to stay in the light? What will be your opportunities to practice being in the light? I have one meeting today where I'm going to get some good practice, I'm sure. So let's take some breaths. Nice deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good morning to those of you who've popped on, but your name isn't rolling. Glad to have you here. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice if you start feeling dizzy. Breathe in, breathe out. What that means is you're not breathing deeply enough during the regular course of your day. Practice breathing a little bit deeper. Pick a time. Pick a time when you're doing something that you do often during the day, whether it's returning a phone call, driving your car, hitting a stoplight, whatever it is. Pick something that occurs relatively frequently during your day, and then that's when you're going to practice your breathing. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let your shoulders drop. Wiggle them around a little bit. See if you got any popcorn in your neck. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Does that feel good? Let's practice that more often. So, Sacred Forest deck, Denise Linn. Love that image on the cover. I just think that's so much fun. That's magical. Our card for today is also pretty magical. It is Wise Woman of the Grove, and the word is grace. So can you see the indigenous woman coming out from the trees and the treasure box glowing red? All right, one more breath to settle ourselves in, ground ourselves, ready to receive this message. Good morning, Gwen. Breathe in, breathe out. And I love thinking about the fact that we're all breathing in unison. How lovely is that? So, Wise Woman of the Grove, Grace. The Wise Woman of the Grove, let's have you have the visuals. Visuals are always good. Steps forward and hands you an intricately carved wooden box. This is my gift to you. Guard it well. With care, you open the box. Inside rests a perfect ruby. It sparkles in the light. This is a joy activator, she says. Hold it to your heart and all around you, in all directions. All beings will relax and find joy in the moment. Joy is the great gift that you can give another. It is a gift of grace. A gift of grace. It can be anything as simple as holding a door for somebody. It can be handing someone a flower. It can be smiling. Share your smile. That one's free, right? What can you exude that will bring people into joy? Humor. Lots of times humor can be helpful bringing people into joy. There's lots to giggle about if we look, if we pay attention. Squirrels. Squirrels are a great place to find something to laugh about. Just saying. Just saying. When this card chooses you, you are at the advent of a remarkable time of ease, wisdom, healing, joy, and inspiration. Let me read those again slowly. Pick some out. Pick some of these that you like. Good morning, Mary. I love that you can be on live now because you're not driving a bus. Woohoo! That's awesome. And I saw Bennett's picture with his sissy. Yay, glad he's doing well. That's awesome. Her grandson is quite the little trooper. Quite the little trooper. He's had more medical stuff than most old people, but he is a fighter. So, our words: ease, wisdom, healing, joy, inspiration. Which of those speak to you? Which of those speak to you? And if there's another one that's in that same vein that speaks to you, grab that one. Grab that one. Your ability to hear the voices of spirit is rapidly expanding. So again, we've been practicing that, haven't we? Quieting ourselves, stilling ourselves, going within. What does that still inner guidance suggest? Being willing to listen to the divine within. Let's see here. Spirit guardians are watching over you with immense love and kindness. And remember, we can always ask for support, for guidance, for the next step on our path. Okay, universe, what's the divine right next step? One little step. Little. So yesterday, out of my list of 10 steps that I had come up with when I was feeling overwhelmed about my project, I did 2 in one day. How about that? They're little, but I did them. And now then with great flourish, I could cross them off, and I'll add more to the list as we go. By the time that list, that particular list comes to a close, the goal will be accomplished. And so it is. Being in a state of grace means being blessed by divine forces. Grace can mean having enough inner nobility that even if you know your opinion is absolutely right, you don't push the point. You are willing to drop it, knowing that in the great scheme of things, it's not that important. And sometimes people have to go down those what seem like um, paths off their path. They have to make mistakes. They have to bang their head against a wall. They have to goof something up, seemingly, in order to learn very valuable lessons. We learn far more from what we screw up than what we get right. So allow space for yourself and for others to take the seeming detour off into the marbles, and then eventually they'll come back. Maybe not this lifetime, maybe another lifetime. But it's okay to speak your truth about something and then let it go. If it's someone else's purview, if you haven't been asked, you can say, I'm wondering if you'd be willing to hear my opinion on this. If they say no, shut up. If they say, yeah, speak your truth, let it go. You've done what you can do. They may need that detour through whatever kind of hayride through hell they're going to take in order to learn something very valuable. Besides, the Creator knows the truth of the situation, even if others don't. There are times to be abruptly, starkly honest, but this isn't one of them. Be diplomatic and gracious, diplomacy, grace, civility. Yeah, let's resurrect those, shall we? I'm ready. I'm ready. Be diplomatic and gracious in your interactions with others. So when someone says something that you view as profoundly stupid, why don't you reply with, well, that's interesting. Tell me more. Sometimes then, when people say it out loud, they'll realize how it sounds. So I'll give you one. And we actually laughed about this again this weekend. My dear friend, Bobby Silverstone, was coming to a retreat at my retreat center. And she called me the morning of and she said, Bon, I'm not going to make it today. I have to make my bed. And we had dead silence for a moment. And I said, Bobby, let me repeat that to you. Bon, I'm not going to make it today. I have to make my bed. And she busted out laughing and she said, I'll be there. When we say it out loud, sometimes we can hear the folly. We can hear the misguidedness. So we were laughing about that this weekend because we all do this. We all do this. It wasn't just Bobby, it's all of us. We all do this. And so saying some things out loud, inviting somebody, tell me more about that, or help me understand that, can go a long way toward helping them see where they're off base. It may not either. They may firm up their conviction. Bless them on their way. Bless them on their way. Let them learn from whatever it is they're choosing to believe and to follow. Okay? That's not easy to do. Really, that's not easy to do. On this auspicious occasion of my darling daughter's 33rd birthday, happy birthday, Lauren, she was one of the people, and I know it's because she mirrored me in that regard, who had to make her own mistakes, had to bang her head against the wall, had to go down some detours that I was like, are you kidding me? Help me out here. Where are the mom gods when I need them? It's the nature of the beast. It's the nature of my beast. I also typically, it's gotten much better, I'd say probably since I turned 50. So the last 15 years where I'm less inclined to bang my head completely. I will tell her happy birthday. Yes, we're going to go out for a fish fry on Friday. I got a card for her. And yeah, we'll see how baby does with a fish fry. We have to practice this little girl up. Yep. Okay. Speak with love and kindness. Speak with love and kindness. I remember when my mother-in-law got a new partner after my father-in-law had passed away. And one of the things she said about him was, he's so kind. He's so kind. And she basically said, when I say something that's off base, he says, well, honey, you might want to think about that. Such a kind man. I really loved him. He was a great guy. So the spirit of the wise woman of the grove, there she is, says, you can relax and let go. Your path is guided. Spiritual nobility is growing within you. The spirit of grace is softly unfolding in your life. Kindly honor the truth of others, even if it's not your truth, even if you don't agree or if you know better. The Creator knows the truth. So kindly honor the truth of others. And that might be something you can say as well. I understand that this is your truth. You need to live to your truth. Enough said. Enough said. So let's take a breath. Let it go. I know there's a lot of yeah, buts and what ifs related to this, but as best you can, just embrace grace. Embrace other people's sovereignty, their right to do things the way they choose to do it, to deal with whatever consequences come from doing it that particular way, and move forward with your life. Baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. Have an awesome Wednesday. I will see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.